Welcome to the Organizing Confidence Unlimited podcast. I'm Maggie, busy mom, professional organizer, and your guide to turning chaos into calm. I work with one simple mantra: reduce the mess, arrange the rest, maintain the calm. If you're a busy mom ready to ditch overwhelm and reclaim time for yourself and your family, you're in the right place. We dive into everything from paperwork battles to closet chaos and daily routine hacks. Today, we're talking about traveling. Traveling can be a blast, but packing, keeping everything tidy, and staying organized on the go, not so much. Luckily, with a little creativity and a few clever tricks, staying organized while traveling can actually be fun. Here's how to keep your journey stress-free, all while avoiding the chaos that often comes from packing and managing your stuff. You know I have my reduce, arrange, maintain philosophy worked into the podcast episodes, and today is going to be no exception. The reduce and maintain will be a little bit on the lighter side, but I'm still full of ideas to arrange your trip so you can actually enjoy the vacation. I'm kicking things off with some travel tips for everyone, but don't worry, once we hit kind of the second half of arrange, I'm diving into the world of traveling with kids. Buckle up, it's time to take off. Let's dive into how to reduce what you bring when traveling, because packing light doesn't just save you space, it also saves you stress. First things first, make a packing list and stick to it. Resist the urge to add those things just in case, unless you're absolutely sure you're going to need them. I find that if I stick to my list, I'm much more mindful of what I pack. Choose versatile clothing and limit your shoe options. For shorter trips, think about whether you can wear the same pants more than once. I found that I can definitely get away with wearing the same pair of pants for 2 or 3 days, especially if they're neutral and easy to pair with different tops. For example, I might pack a pair of jeans and 1 pair of leggings, and that's enough for a 4-day trip. As a recovering overpacker, I've learned to keep it simple. I typically pack just 1 extra shirt and 1 less pair of bottoms than the number of days I'm traveling. So for a 4-day trip, like I said, I'll aim for 2 or 3 bottoms and maybe 5 tops. I've also stopped bringing those just-in-case outfits, like packing workout clothes for every single day when I'm on a trip, when I know I'm probably not going to work out every day. Be honest with yourself about what you're actually going to use. Now, when it comes to layering, I found that limiting myself to just 1 long-sleeve shirt or light sweater is going to be plenty. I'll often choose something lightweight that can be dressed up or down so it's versatile enough for dinners out or inside a chilly hotel room. Shoes are one of the trickiest things to pack light for, but I've gotten in the habit of sticking to just 2 pairs, plus maybe sandals if I'm headed to somewhere with a pool. I make sure to wear the bulkiest heavy pair of shoes on the plane, which is usually my gym shoes, so they don't take up a ton of space in my suitcase. Here's the packing hack that probably no one wants to hear. That's one of my favorites is I do laundry while on vacation. Sometimes mid-trip, I'll do a load or 2, especially if I'm traveling for more than a few days. This lets me pack fewer clothing while I'm still able to have clean clothes to wear. If I'm staying at a hotel or an Airbnb for more than 3 days, I always try to find out if they have laundry facilities. This saves me from having to haul around a heavy suitcase packed with all those just-in-case clothes that I'm never going to wear. If you're someone who loves to read while traveling, consider switching to digital versions of your favorite books and magazines. Using an e-reader is going to save you valuable space and weight in your bag. Even though you might love the feel of those physical books, this is a time when the ebooks may be beneficial. Many travel guides also have digital editions so you can still access all of your trip details without the extra pages. You can also download everything ahead of time, ensuring you've got reading material no matter where you go or what your Wi-Fi status is. It's an easy way to literally lighten your load while keeping your entertainment at your fingertips. Now that we've talked about reducing what you bring, let's shift gears to the next step, arranging. It's not just about cutting down on what you pack, but also making sure everything is organized and easily accessible during your trip. With a little bit of smart arranging, you can stay on top of all of your travel essentials, making the whole trip more seamless and stress-free. Let's kick things off at the very beginning of your trip. When you're first starting to organize or book a trip, create a trip-specific folder, whether a physical one or one in your email. That's going to be the best way to keep everything in one place. Imagine having all of your travel documents, boarding passes, hotel reservations, and more neatly stored in one folder labeled with the trip name for easy access. If you really want to get into the spirit, why not create a custom playlist for your trip? There's nothing like a personalized soundtrack to really set the vibe. Get your travel companions to add their favorite tracks and play it while you pack to start getting in vacation mode. As you dive deeper into trip planning, don't forget about your outfits. If you're the type who has to make sure every outfit looks just right, try snapping photos of your outfit combinations before you leave. Create a little mini lookbook in your phone's photo album titled Trip Outfits to avoid any last minute surprises. No more unpacking half your bag just to try to find something that matches. And you'll know exactly what goes with what for which adventure. For all my tech savvy travelers, don't forget to create a travel tech kit. Pack a small pouch with all of your essential cords, chargers, SIM cards, adapters, backup camera battery. I also like to add in a power bank and my wireless headphones. If you're nervous about having all that stuff together in just one spot, add a tile or an air tag to make sure it never goes missing in action. The biggest game changer for me in the travel world, packing cubes, hands down. These little guys are absolute magic. Not only do they help you stay organized, but they also make it much easier to find what you're looking for right when you need it. No more digging through your bag, scrambling to find that one shirt or pair of socks. Plus, they maximize your suitcase space in a way you never thought possible. You will be amazed at how much you can fit in there while keeping everything neat and organized. I try to batch everything in cubes in a way that makes sense to me, just like I encourage all of you to arrange other areas of your life. I put all of my socks and undergarments in one packing cube, then all of my workout stuff in another, all my bottoms into one, all my tops into another. You might find it easier to pack by day, where you put all of the clothes for each day into a cube. If that makes sense to you, go for it. If you really want to level up your organization game, you can create labels for your cubes. Get creative with emojis, color themes, specific tags to make it even more fun. It's like your own little version of Tetris. And here's the one tip I never, ever forget. Create a last minute checklist. There are always those last minute items you can't pack until the morning of. Like on my most recent trip, it was a hairbrush because I only have one. The checklist is a lifesaver to making sure you never forget those crucial essentials like your charger, passport, or medications, like a friend recently did on a trip to Puerto Rico. Getting a prescription filled 37 miles away from home, not very easy. If you're really feeling extra, you travel a lot, you can make that a reusable checklist. Make it a dry erase or a laminated card. That way you can check off your must-haves on every trip and keep your packing routine stress-free. Once you've reached your destination, the organization doesn't stop there. I always bring a pop-up foldable laundry hamper and a large scented garbage bag to keep my dirty clothes in check while on vacation. Those take up almost no space in my luggage, but they help keep everything contained in one neat spot in my temporary bedroom. When it's time to pack up, I just dump all the clothes into the garbage bag and then straight into the washer after I get home. This simple system means I never have to deal with a mountain of laundry after a trip, making the transition from vacation mode to home life way smoother. While you're on your trip, why not keep a travel journal or digital organizer to capture all those memories and stay on top of things? Whether you're a cute bullet journal or a scrapbook style log with tickets and Polaroids, jotting down your adventures is such a fun way to add a personal touch to your travel memories. If you're more of a digital nomad, there are some great apps. There are Notion, Trello, Google Keep. Some of them already have travel themed templates that make it super easy to stay organized and document your trip as you go. While you're out exploring, you'll also want to keep a snacks and essentials bag on hand for those long sightseeing days. Just throw together a zip bag with snacks, gum, wipes, lip balm, and of course, Band-Aids. It's going to save you through digging through a suitcase when you're hungry or maybe a little mishap strikes. And of course, a water bottle is a must. Keep it in your pack and you'll be ready for whatever the day throws at you. Traveling is already a whirlwind, but throw kids into the mix and it can feel like you're juggling flaming swords while riding a roller coaster. Suddenly, it's not just about the destination. It's about surviving the journey with your sanity intact. A simple checklist is going to be your best friend when traveling with kids. Start making your list weeks in advance to ensure you don't miss any of the day-to-day essentials. Whether it's packing daily needs or keeping track of important items like diapers, chargers, or kid-friendly snacks, having a list will keep you organized and stress-free. You'll avoid those last-minute frantic searches for that missing sippy cup or favorite toy. On a trip I took a couple of weeks ago, I saw a playground inside the airport. If you're flying with kids, it's worth doing a little bit of research ahead of time to see if your airport has any kid-friendly amenities. Letting them burn off some energy before the flight can make a world of difference for the rest of your travel, keeping them and you more relaxed during the journey. One of the golden rules of traveling with little ones, keep the essentials within arm's reach. Have one of the nearby personal items under your seat be dedicated kid travel backpack, filled with snacks, wipes, a change of clothes, and a few favorite small toys or books. That way you won't have to unpack your whole bag when someone needs a moment of calm with their favorite toy. Imagine you're halfway through a flight and your little one suddenly needs a snack or a clean shirt. That's where a well-packed travel bag comes to the rescue. By keeping essentials like snacks, wipes, change of clothes, and toys easily accessible, you're going to avoid the dreaded "are we there yet" meltdown. Long journeys can be tough on kids and parents. Bring a few new or favorite small toys and games to keep them entertained. Whether it's a little puzzle, drawing pad, or their go-to stuffed animal, having something nearby to discover is going to make the trip fly by. And here's one last kid tip to make your travel smoother. Keep the little ones entertained and informed with technology. Obviously, downloading kid-friendly apps for games, books, but you can also even have travel guides that introduce them to the destination. You can use maps or language apps to teach them a few fun phrases in the local language. It's a really easy way to keep kids engaged while you're on the go, and it can make the journey way more enjoyable for everyone. All right, now we've arranged everything like a pro, but how do we make sure our next trip is just as smooth? Let's dive into how to maintain that organized magic for your next trip. First thing is to unpack as soon as you get home. I know. It is so tempting just to plop down on the couch and unwind after a long flight and drive. But trust me, unpacking right away is a total game changer. It stopped that dreaded pile of laundry and scattered items from building up and taking over your space. Take a few minutes, unload your bag as soon as you walk through the door, put everything where it belongs, and you'll feel so much more at ease. Plus, it sets you up for a smoother transition to home life. No more dreaded post-trip chaos. If you used packing cubes, toiletry bags, or portable chargers, clean everything, put everything to their designated spots as soon as you're done using them. Keeping your gear organized makes it so much easier to grab next time. Personally, I keep all of my family's travel essentials in a giant 3-gallon bin. When it's time to pack, I bring the whole bin into our room where we start packing, and it stays there until we get back from the trip. When we're back home, I return all of the travel essentials back into it before taking it back to its home. This keeps everything in one place and ready for the next trip. This is also the perfect time to go through and purge any old travel items you don't need anymore. This could include things like maps from past trips, receipts you'll never look at again, or those snacks that never made it out of your bag. By only keeping what you'll actually use again, your luggage stays lighter and more organized. I also take a moment to check my toiletries bag. Anything used up on the trip gets replaced right then and there. It's a simple once-over to make sure everything is in its place and ready for the next adventure. This is also an ideal time to evaluate how your packing system worked. Did the packing cubes really save the day? Were there items you packed but didn't end up using? Take note of what worked and what didn't, and adjust for next time. This way, you're constantly refining your system to make future trips even smoother and more efficient. It's about making sure you're packing smarter, not harder. Traveling with or without kids doesn't have to be stressful. Try to stay organized, plan ahead, and keep the essentials handy. With a few simple tips and organizational hacks, you'll breeze through your trip feeling like a pro, stress-free from start to finish. By staying ahead of the game with smart packing and preparation, you'll make every part of your journey smoother and more enjoyable for the whole family. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back next time to discuss command centers. In the meantime, swing by organizingcu.com to see what I've been up to and grab more tips to help you reduce the mess, arrange the rest, and maintain the calm. Make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss an episode. Now, let's get organized.